What's up, Ed?
What's up, Kimmy Kim? What's good with yourself?
Man, I'm up on here today. Hey, it's been raining where you at? Cause
It's
it's
been
been kind
raining
of
out here. I was sitting down in the rain earlier. We had a little recording. It was nice. It's not raining now though. The rain and subsided. I got the little cool breeze, even though it was cold out earlier, so it ain't that great. But it looks nice, Get the little dew, like it's like dew on the plants and stuff. So it's
okay,
nice.
okay. I mean, I ain't been out yet, but I'm heading that way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk to you about I had a friend of mine. I'm gonna say more like acquaintance, but anyway, people call me and bounce off stuff they want to talk about.
Hmm.
So anyway, but I had a guy that was, and a girl saying basically, when you just enough to
Right.
know that you are enough. That
Enough.
is so
Okay.
powerful. I had somebody I work with, and she said, I was telling her about I want to get a tattoo and I want a horse, on my daddy letter in it. And
Hmm.
she said, I want to get a tattoo and I just want a statement. And I said, girl, what your statement is? She said, I just want to get a statement that says I am enough.
Mm.
And I was like, wow. And I said, for you to want to put that on your body, that means you have experienced feeling that you wasn't enough.
But you were not enough, huh?
So meeting a man and dating a person, just on the woman's side, meeting and feeling like I'm not enough because every time they get to know me and we get the coercing and everything be great, and then they was like I'm too much
Mm.
or I'm not enough because see I need something else. But I'm gonna tell you something: you are enough for the right person. And listen, I tell everybody, yeah, listen, I ain't for everybody. I'm not, and I don't want everybody to be for me. But when you have a person, you have a person. Any kind of way they want to show up in your life, you have a person. A lot of times, people miss out on even finding that someone because they keep feeling like they're not enough. That is a self-deflecting thought that you're doing to yourself. You are literally harming yourself by saying that. I promise you, boy, if we can say all the stuff we have in our thoughts, we change our mindset, it change your life. Don't ever think you're not enough. You're
Mm.
enough with all the bad, the good, the ugly that you are. You are enough. For every mistake you've made, for everything, you are enough.
I wonder if that's something that's applicable to with men. How could I apply that to me? Because sometimes, it takes a while. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm starting to realize that for us as men, you get to a point
Mm-hmm.
where you start to be more vulnerable and more open and start to
Mm-hmm.
realize you're not as uh, heroic or as hulkish as we thought we were, and we start to doubt certain things about ourselves and stuff like that. How
Mm-hmm.
can I appropriate that for myself? So I might ask you as my friend, like, how do I get to the point where I get my vibe back, where I feel like I'm enough or I am that person? I guess can I change it that way? Like I am still that ninja,
Yes.
as you would say.
Yeah. You
Would
know,
that be?
how people say you talk to yourself and then you answer. I've been talking to myself for years because me and myself and we know each other. Okay. But it's somebody that know us more, and that's God. Okay. So I'm not projecting any type of religion to anybody. If you don't know God, that's on you. But I would say this to you as my friend telling you this, and everybody, is that one of the things that has kept me going, and I say all the time, um, my wisdom comes from healed pain. But first, I got to acknowledge that it is pain. I got to say loneliness hurts. I got to say moving from a house to being in a house, the only female with five guys, to just me, myself, and I. You know what I'm saying? To where I had to resort to my own measures of protecting myself. That hurts. I have to announce that this ain't work. I never thought I would be where I'm at to where and I won't be being loved on and touched and tasted and felt all day, every day. I have to acknowledge that. Real talk to yourself. Hey, if I would have did this, I might not have did that. But sometimes I don't really like to do I made that mistake. So if I would have never did this, I would have been doing that. Because I know that God see things we don't see. So sometimes this thing has to end for this thing to begin. And you don't ever know that. So what I pray is for God to help me to see the things that I don't see that you see. To help me be okay with the open mind that even though I don't see them or know them, that you know. And even if you're not praying to God, which is bizarre, I'm saying just got to have that belief, the belief in that I know I have done some things that might not have been great,
Right.
but I am remorseful about them. And not only just that, I'm still here. So God not through with you yet. You have to tell yourself that. I'm still here for a reason. It's a
Right.
lot of people this morning didn't wake up.
Right.
It's a lot of people didn't get out the hospital. It's a lot of people didn't make it out the car crash. You know what I'm saying?
You
It's
know,
one of those things you just gotta talk to yourself and exude back in yourself good things and great things. There's something as simple as that. We take for granted, and I'm gonna let you speak, I'm sorry, but I took for granted that I actually had a right and a left hand. You taught me that. Remember, friend? They
hmm
sisters. They gotta be able. You gotta stop letting your right hand do everything. But that's the same thing.
hmm
So you got that friend, that person keep picking you up and picking you up. That's unfair.
hmm
Get up and help them so if they fall, you can pick them up. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
But you gotta tell yourself that. You those conversations you gotta have to tell yourself. Because
It's so
only
funny.
you can make you feel better.
It's so funny being in these positions, and I hear that, especially, and I'm an advocate for my sisters, my Black women,
Mm-hmm.
my mother who's no longer with us, my daughter, my family members, the female, the women in my family. I'm an advocate for women knowing, understanding they are a whole dope ass being within themselves, and then that what you said, they are enough. I encourage that, and I just wanted to. It'd be these moments where I appreciate having. Um, I appreciate. I'm gonna have a moment for a second. Let me. I appreciate where um, the points in your life. You say you are enough. As a man, we don't. We're
Mm-hmm.
delusional. We go through the life and we got it. We
Yep.
we shit kind of caters to us. And then and I remember this. This is mythological creature. I think it was Greek mythology, and it was I think it was Achilles. And Achilles is this great warrior,
Mm-hmm.
and the great warrior that destroyed and beat everybody's ass, right? But he had a weak. I think according to this movie, if I'm not saying it wrong, the one thing that destroyed him was this child that was in the midst of a crowd that shot him with a bow and arrow in his Achilles that
Mm-hmm.
took him down. And basically, it's those weak or those things that are close to you that you become succumb to. It ain't the great powers and the forces as a man we deal with that attack us. It's those things that we're very vulnerable to, the small things that tears us all the way down. And so you have to remind yourself when you go through a place of realizing, okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
I've done these things, and now I'm at a point where I've been broken, or I'm broken
Right.
down, or whatever, and you're trying to be better. But at that point, just you're at that point of no return, and you have to tell yourself same thing you're just saying. You are enough, or you are still that person. You are
That's
still
right.
that ninja. You can still make it happen. A lot of times we get caught up in those things, and I want to thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This is just not the show for that. This is not, but I have to, and I do this from time to time. And people that watch that show know that I've
Yeah.
done this with Kim before, where she's one of those, and I've got friends, and I thank God for my friends, my family, and my
Mm-hmm.
sisters, my female friends and my male friends, and my female friends especially. But Kim has been a person she kind of, you remind me like, yo, you can do it,
Mm-hmm.
and you push me to do this, even do the show, you believe in me in my weakest moments, the moments
Mm-hmm.
where I decided to be a better person
Mm-hmm.
because of the things that I did or didn't do, and brokenness, and you was like, yo, get up,
That's right.
get up, do it. And so this ain't the show for that, but
It's okay.
um I I appreciate you
I appreciate you too.
for believing in me.
I do.
And one thing you've taught me is that you meet people that was you hear these phrases people say,
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't real to you until it's real to you, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so you said this thing all the time. You said, Ed, you have to learn to meet people where they are.
That's right.
And you've done that.
Mm-hmm.
You've done that. And I was able to say, hey, Kim, I have these issues. I did this, I did that. I thought I was this dude, and I was. And
Right.
you had to remind me, like, yeah, you know, you've been that person. You did this, you did that. You made these mistakes. You can't stay there. You got to keep it moving. And I still believe in you.
Yep.
And so when we say you are enough, you have to remember, yeah, you are enough. You God
Yeah.
is giving you all the tools, or whatever you believe in, the
Hmm.
universe, world, whatever
Yep.
is giving you
Hmm.
all the tools you need within yourself. And sometimes we have to tell ourselves, remind ourselves that you are enough, or you still that person. Even if you made those mistakes, even if you're past the point of no return, even if you're dealing with things and those moments, those feelings of people that are around you that are closest to you, that you feel like, damn, I'm not, it's a crazy thing to not be that person in the eyes of the people you want to be anymore.
Yeah. Mm.
You know, where you're admired and respected, and that's no longer the case. It can break you down and make you doubt yourself, make you feel like, oh well, shit. But I appreciate you for helping me and being there for me, and
Hmm.
pushing me and being my partner, and
Hmm.
and you know yeah, I wasn't trying to steer it this way, but I just when you say you are enough, it's like I look at it and I listen to it, and when I'm speaking, when I'm thinking about a woman or a woman's standpoint, when men cheat and trick off, and they make other people feel like they're more important than that woman or whatever like that. But as a man, we have moments too,
That's
and
right.
we have moments too, and it's funny because we do so much shit for so long. I can believe it's very hard to be empathetic for us. It is. I mean, us men, black men, we are something else. And I can't speak for everybody, but I know if anybody's even remotely close to me, we are something else. And when we get to the point of being vulnerable, it's kind of hard to feel bad for you. I get it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
hard. It's like, come on, use this. You should have been known. You should have been better. You've been warned and all that kind of stuff. But it's necessary.
It
There's
is.
a necessary um, to get stronger. You have to go through this process of working out and doing these things that hurt like hell. To
Yep.
get leaner, to be better, whatever you're doing, there's a discipline a lot of people may not necessarily see, but you have to go through that to be better. You're not
Hmm.
gonna just go from start to finish and just be at the finish line and be that dope
Mm-mm.
person, be this educated person. The people that got their PhDs and their masters had to go through these rigorous courses and thesis and all these things and papers and up late real night trying to crack their brain and to get. And so it takes those processes for us to become better, to become stronger, and it's necessary. And so, but to remind yourself, again, I'm not trying to take the time. I'm so sorry. To remind yourself
It's
that you
okay.
are that person, that you are enough, that you are great, you are loved.
Hmm.
Sometimes we have to tell ourselves, and most times we have to tell ourselves, but sometimes some of us are fortunate to have a Kimmy Kim
Hmm.
to remind me, to have
That's
somebody to remind you.
that's right.
Because sometimes you just need somebody to just kick you a little bit, and be like, yeah,
Just a
yeah, yeah,
little bit.
just give you a little bit. Like, yeah, I got this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
And anyway, so yeah, back to you. I'm sorry.
Let
It's
me
just
tell y'all something. That's why we say that being on this show, that it's not what we know. I mean, what we heard is what we know. And all Ed was doing was being what a lot of men want to do. It was is be vulnerable. And being vulnerable right here in front of y'all, that takes courage. That takes a lot of courage. I'm not gonna toot my any horn for anybody to be vulnerable. It's times that we come on here, we don't know which way, like we say, it's gonna go.
right,
But being enough and not feeling like you enough is one of the hardest things to go through. And being a black man where the world is on your shoulder as it is. And I am a boy mom. So I have to put this in my sons all the time that you already dealing with that. And all you need from that somewhere within yourself, you got to believe in you,
right,
and you do make mistakes. I mean, sometimes the most fucked up dumb mistakes, like you said, to where you like, I don't even feel sorry for this nigga. Like you should cry. But I'm gonna tell you something.
right.
I had the pleasure last Saturday of sitting between Ed Mitchell Jr. and Ed Mitchell Sr. And it was pointed out to me last night to a new fan that said, "Oh my God, your partner looked just like his dad." But it was so powerful to sit there. And when your dad said this, he simply said, even now, at the age that he is, an older man, that you got to go through a storm to appreciate. You understand? You got to go through a storm. In every book of the Bible, whatever you ever story we ever heard, it has always been long suffering. And I feel like if you don't ever really suffer from certain things, you can appreciate it when you get it.
Right.
Because even rich people create BS to be happy. It's like you rich already. What else you need? Because that's the epitome of what success is. But that's not success. Successful is being happy. Where you at in your type of happiness? You create that. You're beautiful just as you are.
Yes.
With all the flaws and all the mistakes. You still just beautiful. And I'm gonna tell you something. We so busy trying to give it to people that just don't see it, or we fucked up with and can't get it. That's okay. But don't be sleep on the people that do.
Right.
Because that's what's gonna uplift you.
Right.
That's what they there for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That is what they there for. I lost somebody that was very dear to me, meant the world to me. And one of the things that he wanted me to know, consistent and constant, don't never forget who I am. And don't never shelve myself down or settle for me not to receive the love that I am, because you're it. And every time he used to say that, I never used to understand that. He said, because you're it. So don't ever think because something happened, and even if I'm not around, you're not it. You're it. So I tell myself that I am it.
Right.
And that's exactly what Ed is saying too. It said if it's a lot of single mothers, and to a dear friend of mine that, you know, feel like he's not enough because his friend ended up sleeping with his fiance. So sorry to hear that. They was about to get married, and he paid all his money and came home one day early from the gym, and just sad. So with that said, I want to say we hear all this shit all the time on TV and different things and stories. This shit is real, guys. Like it really do, and it affect people, and then it mess them up. They become even angrier, madder, and then it hurts some innocent person. So all I'm gonna say, heal from the inside. Truly heal from
Feel
the
from
inside.
inside. Mm.
Really heal from the inside, and then all that love and beauty will come out on the outside. But stop pushing it away. God
Right.
sends it to you in different forms and fashions. If it's that webinar that just popped up, like, damn, where this come from?
Right.
Or that you feel like that beautiful person just came in your life. Damn, where they come from? And then if you feel that it's undeserved, you're gonna treat yourself that is undeserved. But you're not the judge of you. God is. So you are enough. You always enough on the sip and spill show.
You are.
For all the mistakes and everything. I don't care. You the most fucked up, got 20 damn different baby mamas all over the place. You gonna always hear Kimmy Kim say, you welcome here. For real. Because at the end of the day, none of us are without mistakes. Ed and I don't project to be therapists, gurus, none of that. What we do project to be is two loving people that actually give a fuck.
Got that right. And I want to say I support. I do, and I don't want to make it seem like I gave my plight about being a man, a black man, but I do understand that black women have it twice as hard. I mean, it's way worse. I do not want to come across like I'm not empathetic to a black woman's needs, how you guys been played. He's been holding us down since slavery, since Jim Crow, taking all our bullshit, dealing with all our frustrations, dealing with all our cheating, with our misogyny, dealing with all the abuse. I'm not going to take that away and act like that's not to be celebrated or supported and loved on.
It's not, but you did bring the truth, Ed, and that is men and women feel the same. I am not biased. I mean,
Right.
I have to be biased and be like that, because you can't just say just us, because it's women out here that's doing trifling things just like men nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm an advocate for women, and I
I'm an
advocate for you,
advocate
my
for men and women.
right.
Being a
And
black
so,
woman myself, I felt my fair game and shame of feeling the rejection of the reflection of, damn, am I enough? Or questioning myself. But never day alive would I ever think that I'm not enough, because for me, just me and me alone, I know that Jesus paid it all. I'm enough.
well, listen, guys, we thank you and appreciate you, Kimmy Kim. I appreciate you for being a dope ass partner and a friend, a confidant.
Of course.
Um, I appreciate it. And for you guys out there, I think it's important. And we did a show about this, having accountability partners. I
Yeah.
think it's important out there to get people who, one thing, I'm going to brag about her. I'm sorry if it annoys people. I don't know what else to do. This is my person. This is who helps me.
Mhm.
So one thing I like about it, she makes me. She confronts me whatever we got going on, and we have some awkward conversations or some very hard conversations. It's tough to hear, and but I've learned to. I don't wear my feelings on my sleeves when it comes to what she got to say. It may be hurtful, it may be tough to hear, but it's like, okay, we get through it, we talk about it, and we get better with it. And we need people like that. You need to keep people around you that's like that. That's going
That's
to
right.
ask you that shit. That's going to keep you accountable. That's going to keep you on point. Even if you got to duke it out, you argue it out. Like Kimmy said, what, 20 minutes? You say how long we got until we get over
You
that?
got 20 minutes. That's all you got to be
20
mad.
minutes,
That's
we got to
it.
get right back into business. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate having it in my life and being more grateful and understanding and being more. Not only are you, Kimmy, when you were talking about you making changes, and it's just I am too. I'm going through the process of what do I need, and it's not so much that is it people that are pulling away from me. I think I need to add people that's going to add to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a little bit different. Like I need to add the add-ons,
But you do the addition and the subtraction.
addition and
But but if that's only if you're blessed, well, you got some additions. But I'm gonna tell you something. When we end this transformation, I'm from 40 and up. Most people start saying, like friends they had when they was young, y'all don't kind of rock the same no more. Everybody have their different experience. If you're lucky enough and you guys have changed to 7 years and you still can mesh, that's great. Then put into those relationships.
right.
But if God bless you to get someone to come in your life now and they get you right out the gate, understanding you get that, feed into that. I think you want to keep people around you that's aligned to where you want to be in your life. And
Right.
that is a positive, flowering, flourishing life.
Right.
And living your best life to me is truly being happy at your best self. And you can't do that if you got the wrong people around you. So sometimes we do got to change the cards sometimes. Some people outgrow each other, and that's okay. Our time and our season is up. But let me move. Let me open this book. It's a new chapter about the embark. You know. So Ed, it's a new chapter about to come upon your life, and let God come in and be open minded to receive it. Don't fight it whatsoever. Stop looking back. And every time you probably say, well, what is the tool? He always asks me this, guys. What is the tools that I can do to stop looking back? My son is going through something right now, and his breakup is severe as well. And he's going through a thing where, just like my other friend, that's going through with his fiance. And he said to me, Mom, like, I just want to get myself to where, like he said, it's hard, Mom. But I don't want it to take over me. Like you said, I don't want it to take over me. So let me just share to you, Ed, the same thing I told my son. And it's with everybody. It doesn't matter young or whatever. Breakup is breakup. We might think a little 5-year-old, y'all, is they lost their toy. To them, that's their life. So we got to treat it like that. I've always treated my son, whatever they was going through, I met them where they at. So I'm meeting you where you at to say, yes, it is hard. The memory is going to flash back. But let me tell you something. Let thoughts that come to your mind pass. Don't let them stay there. That's the problem when we get messed up. Let it pass. Like you have a good thought, you remember something about that person, let it pass and keep it moving. And then put more stuff in there. But if you start dwelling on it, that's when it starts changing how it show up in you. That's when you start having, all kind of sicknesses. And then you don't want to go outside, and then you don't want to eat, or you eat too damn much. Well, women, we got all these up and down. That's because that same thought that came at 3 o'clock is still in your damn head at 12 midnight. You still letting it dance around. And it's shooting threes and everything now. You gotta let it pass.
Right.
So it come, you say, I miss this person, or I remember we did this. That was good. Okay, so let's move it. That's how you gotta do, because
Okay.
it's gonna be there. But you gotta. I'm a Kim, y'all. Keep it moving, no matter what. Keep it moving, and that's where your blessing comes. That's my mic drop. I
Yes.
love you guys. Every time I get on here and I want to share any type of gems, and Ed and I is always gonna keep it 100 and keep it authentic every time we talk to y'all. I'm your girl, Kimmy Kim, coming to you saying, listen, it is not nothing you cannot do. And I believe in you. So to my partner, I love you. I love you a lot. And I know that you got this. Whatever you finna do, I got you. And I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be right there in your corner, the bad, the good, and the ugly. The front, the back, and peripherals. I always say, I got you. So at the end of the day, we love you guys. And y'all check us out this Saturday, 7 p.m. We're going to be at our girl Nicole's place, Rucker Cigar Lounge, 815 West Chicago, East Chicago, Indiana. We there. So pull up if you want to get a little smoke in or just a little sip in or just see us live. We there for it.
We there. Love you guys.